Now we got one of the most affordable 55-inch QLED TVs, and if you wonder like why 55-inch? See, most of us in India are naturally gravitating towards one thing, like getting everything big. I mean, bigger cars, bigger display phones, and bigger TVs. Like for the longest time, a 43-inch TV was considered the starter pack for going big. But from 2024 onwards, data shows that the new sweet spot is 55 inches. So I wanted a 55-inch TV, but like every Indian, I want the most feature-rich QLED TV with Dolby audio, good speakers, etc. But I don't want to spend lots of money. Yes. So if you go looking for a 55-inch 4K TV from Samsung or LG, you will easily end up spending 60,000 on average with not so many features. So Xiaomi just dropped the new Xiaomi QLED TV FX Pro series. It's QLED with a big twist and everything under 40,000. I know, the price is shocking. So what's good, what's not? What should you look for while buying a TV? Also, there's an affordable 43-inch variant of this QLED TV which is exact same as this 55-inch except one tiny thing. Don't worry, we'll break down everything. Pratik, TechWiser, let's go. Now, the most important thing while buying a TV is decide whether you will wall mount or use it on stands. Like with this TV, inside the box you get the TV, some paperwork, two stands, a remote with a dedicated button to mute, like godsend. There are dedicated buttons to open some OTT apps like Netflix, Prime Video, Amazon Music, Amazon Internet Browser, Live, etc. Then there are some screws and two AAA batteries. Like, love it. Love it when companies think that you might not have spare batteries at home. Thoughtful. Now, if you want your TV wall mounted like us, you'll need to ensure that your TV manufacturer sells a wall mount. Usually the mount is chargeable depending on the type of wall mount you choose. Like for us, this is a fixed wall mount. It costed like 499 rupees and the swiveling mount costs around 1199. So get the swiveling mount if you have the TV wall mounted inside a wooden cabinet. That way you can turn it around or even tilt it. Now the stands that you get with this TV are made of polycarbonate and we tried placing it on this table. It's quite sturdy and the TV doesn't fall even if you shake the table. This is our Noida earthquake test. Now on the back you do get the ports and they are placed on the left side of the screen. So you get a 3.5mm headphone jack, 2 USB Type A port, an Ethernet and AV port, and most importantly you get 3 HDMI ports, out of which this one supports EARC. And if you are hearing EARC for the first time, then in very simple words, EARC can basically return sound. So if you have a sound bar, you need to connect it to this port. Now it's important to see what sound codec your TV supports. Like most people eventually get a sound bar or a sound system. So this EARC port is the one you will hook up your soundbar to it, and this supports Dolby Audio or 5.1 soundbar. So if you get a Dolby Audio or surround system 5.1, this TV supports that. Now coming to the real deal breaker or deal maker of any TV, the thing that can make or break your binge watching experience is the display, because everything else can be customized or replaced. Now the bezels on the top and sides are very thin. At the bottom there's minimal bezels because this is the portion where it houses the LED indicator, ambient light sensors and the button. Now on the bottom right you get the Fire TV logo. Yes, that is one major twist with this TV. This TV comes with Amazon's Fire TV OS rather than Android OS, which we'll get to in just a bit. But yes, here you get a QLED display with 4K resolution with HDR10+ support. Now you might have seen and heard quite a lot about this QLED term. But what's the difference between an LED and a QLED TV? See, in very simple words, if the LED TV here uses crayons to paint a picture on the screen, the colors are good, but they are not super shiny, contrasty and bright. Whereas the QLED TV uses pastel colors to paint the picture on the screen. It's bright, contrasty and vibrant. And that happens because LED TV uses white light. QLED TV on the other hand uses blue light and add an extra quantum dot layer. So in simple words, when the light passes through the quantum dot, the colors in the picture look more vibrant and shiny. And if you're someone who's looking to play console games on a bigger screen, the FX Pro supports up to 120Hz in DLG mode, that is game booster, so for that smoother gaming experience. Now let's check the brightness of this panel. So we are getting around 390 to 393 nits, which might sound less, but for a TV this big, it is good enough. And in this short time with this TV, I watched a lot of content on this. So I was watching Super Boys of Malegaon on Prime Video. The colors and the brightness look good, and so good was the movie. If you haven't watched it, do watch it. #MovieWiser. And also on any screen, you can long press the home button and you will get the picture mode. And I preferred the filmmaker mode because motion smoothing is disabled in this. Next, I was watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. The movie looked fantastic and it's kind of hard to believe that the MI movie series is coming to an end. Crying, sad music in the background. Jokes aside, what enhances the movie watching experience here is the sound. The FX Pro 55-inch variant comes with a 34-watt Vox speaker, which is surprisingly good. Now the 43-inch variant, due to a smaller size, comes with a 30-watt speaker. That's the only difference between 43-inch and 55-inch. Now usually what happens with other TVs, while you're watching a movie, the sound during the action scene goes really high, so the dialogue gets muffled when there's a bassy BGM going on. But surprisingly, in this TV, that's not the case. You can clearly listen to the dialogue and the BGM during an action sequence as well. Like, have a listen to this.
I'm going after him! You stop the train!
Okay. No, wait.
Also, the TV comes with Dolby Audio and DTS-X support, so the speakers here are good for movie watching. But if you listen to songs of DOTM or Seedhe Maut, which has deep bass in the track, the bass or the sub-bass portion slightly distorts a bit. So for that, in future, if you plug in an soundbar or an external 5.1 setup, the TV supports 5.1 surround sound directly, and it supports Dolby Atmos via pass-through. Now pass-through is slightly complicated to understand, but if you hook up a Fire TV stick to this TV, which supports Dolby Atmos, it will pass the Dolby Atmos audio to the end soundbar or the end speaker system. So in short, for media and movie watching for the price, the display and the audio is really good. Now moving on, the Xiaomi FX Pro comes with a quad-core processor and 32GB of storage, and overall opening apps, scrolling through them and closing app, the experience was pretty smooth. And coming to the part where the TV is different from other smart TVs, the Xiaomi FX Pro comes with Amazon's Fire TV OS. It is running on the Fire TV OS version 8.1.3. Now, for people who don't know, if you think Fire TV OS is a separate OS, it is basically a fork of Android. So if you want to sideload Android apps on Fire TV, there are tons of tutorials and it works. Now when you're setting up the TV, it asks you to select the OTT apps that you will watch and then it will download them. The major OTT apps like Netflix, ZFire, Sony Live, Apple TV, etc. those are there in the Fire TV store and it works. Now one thing to be noted is, to log into this, you would need an Amazon account. Without logging in, you will not be able to use the TV. So on the home screen, you get movie and series recommendations on different genres of Prime Video and also Netflix. Now using my superpowers, I know what you're thinking. Pratik, what's the difference between the Fire TV OS over Android TV OS? See, we have this TV which has become old. I personally use it. The company here had promised updates, but they never came. So if I compare the Xiaomi FX Pro with this, first with the boot time, the FX Pro loads so quickly where this old TV takes so long. Next, if you scroll through the UI, the FX Pro is smooth as butter. So on an average, with the same specs, if you compare a Fire TV OS and an Android TV OS, Fire TV OS is more slick and more fast. So yeah, this was our experience with the Xiaomi TV FX Pro. Now what's the conclusion here? See, for the price, the FX Pro here stands out first, being a 55-inch 4K QLED TV at this price. There are others giving 4K QLED TV, but Xiaomi has been making TVs for quite some time now. So the service network is quite widespread compared to other TV. And if you're thinking, well, Fire TV over Android OS, how will that work? See, Fire TV is made by Amazon and it has been making OS for TVs for quite some time, whereas the Android TV OS, that's a story for some other day. So if you're a single person and you need a TV for a small space and only for your personal usage, the 43-inch variant costs 27,999, get that. We have the 55-inch variant which costs like 39,999. It is available both on Amazon and Flipkart. Let us know if you guys are interested in more TV content. We'll try to cover more budget, more affordable TVs. On that note, this is signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.